All right, hello there, welcome back to another wee bit different video. Today's video, we have NBA power rankings. We're going to be taking a look at NBA.com's power rankings, and we'll be giving our 2 cents on if we agree with some of the rankings or not. Now, before I continue, to the left of me, I'm going to move my camera. Let's see if stuff gets in the way. And, oh, you can't see her. Now you can. So, on the left of me is my daughter. She's here. She's an official guest? Are you an official guest today? I don't know. I got to be a dad, so I'm taking care of her. But I also got to record and make videos, so I'm going to record and make videos. So if you hear any noise, it's my daughter to the left of me. Anyway, let's get it going. Number 1 is OKC Thunder. I would agree with this ranking. I think everyone almost would universally agree with this ranking. Coming off of a championship season, the 3-0 without J-Dub. J-Dub being the second best player on their team. It's OKC Thunder. I just don't see how you could go with any differently right now. Number 2 is Golden State Warriors. I don't know that I would necessarily agree with this. I don't think that they're better than the Nuggets, personally. I think the thing with the Warriors that everyone knows is they're just older. And so over a long course of a season, players are going to miss games. And sure, when they're all healthy, is it going to look really good? Absolutely. But I don't know. My biggest concern is long-term health over the course of the season. I don't know that I would necessarily place them at number 2 higher than the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets, to me, maybe the Rockets when they're healthy. Or I guess they're healthy. Fred VanVleet's just going to be gone. Naturally, though, I would 100% agree the Warriors are a really good team. They deserve to be in consideration. Me, personally, I'm just sticking with the Nuggets. Nuggets here are listed at 3. They're also 1-1. You know, they're not 2-1 yet. They are going to play today, as in the day that this video is dropping. But for me, it goes to a different level when you have the best player in the NBA, and now you're surrounding him with shooters once more. I mean, their starting lineup consists of Aaron Gordon, who's suddenly able to shoot threes at a really good rate. Jamal Murray, Cam Johnson, Christian Brown is able to knock down an open 3. So you're finally doing your job, you know, in the Nuggets front office by giving this guy shooters. Backup center is Valanciunas, solid backup. I like the Nuggets more than the Warriors right now, but we'll see. In a playoff series, though, that would be very interesting because Warriors, again, if they're healthy, Jimmy Butler and Curry in a playoff series would be... I mean, we saw it for one game, or we saw it for the Rockets series, but then we saw it for one game against the Timberwolves. But okay, moving into number 4. I would agree, though, that, you know, Nuggets Warriors are this high. Moving forward to number 4, the Knicks. The Knicks really just have an opportunity to take over the East with the Cavs being the top 2 dogs. We'll see. It's early playing out right now. I would say the Cavs are... Would I say the Cavs are better than the Knicks? The regular season, the Cavs will probably be better than the Knicks. What it boils down to is the playoffs, though. But for now, regular season, I would say Cavs are better. I mean, they just have, to be honest with you, the same roster with the acquisition of Lonzo Ball, which to me, Lonzo is such a great asset to the Cavaliers. He's literally everything that they would want in a key role player. Someone who's going to work hard, someone who's able to knock down the shots, but who's able to play make at a really high level. Great pickup by the Cavs here. I know we're on the Knicks at number 4, but regular season I would have Cavs slotted to 4, not Knicks. But the Knicks, obviously still really good. We got to wait and see on if they're going to be able to stay healthy too. They got injury-prone guys. Just talked about the Cavs. They're 2-1, but I would say Cavs, yeah, I just gave my rundown on them. They should be 4, in my opinion. Keeping it going. Lakers at number 6. This is... I think they're going to be a really good team, obviously. If you haven't seen my top 5 guaranteed teams to be better, Lakers were on there. Some people might find this high. I have a bias that says this is fine. Ultimately, it boils down to when does Bron come back, and when he does, how do they look with LeBron? Because we haven't seen a full season of Luka, AR, LeBron. Ayton had a really good third game when they beat the Kings. Obviously, Austin Reeves blew it for 51 points. So, yeah, just some question marks regarding, you know, how they're all going to look together. But all in all, love what you're seeing from Austin Reeves. Phenomenal outing with 51 points. 6 Timberwolves fans would definitely disagree. Who else would disagree? Oh, to be honest with you, a lot of teams would disagree. Yeah, Timberwolves would definitely disagree. I like it, though. I have a bias, but of course I like it. Timberwolves, though, Anthony Edwards out for 2 weeks. It's going to affect their record over the next 2 weeks, of course, which, considering how close the race gets in the end, could affect, season seeding. But they are where they are. They're going to have to, try to keep afloat while he's gone. He's such a pivotal piece to their team. More so, like, for example, the Lakers can be without LeBron and still be afloat. You just saw what happens when they're down Luka. Austin Reeves can take over. For the Wolves, they're so uber reliant on Anthony Edwards. Obviously, it's going to go to Julius Randle to take on the biggest load, but it's going to be interesting to see over the next 2 weeks, though. Timberwolves is definitely a top 10 team, though. Bless you. Bless you. Number 8, San Antonio Spurs arguably need to be high. Arguably, I say. The biggest reason to this is Victor Wembanyama. We all know how good he is. He's proven himself to be the top 5 player in the NBA, in my opinion, already. I mean, 33 points, 13 rebounds, and 6 blocks. Average? Is this average? Yeah, he's averaging 6 blocks over 3 games so far. I mean, we saw what he did to AD, and then we saw, his defensive prowess over these 3 games. And I made a whole video about that, too, if you want to check that out. Wemmy's a freaking alien. Keeping it going. Number 7. Before I keep it going, actually, Dylan Harper. Great player thus far. Showing serious signs of, being a star in this league. I'm very impressed with Dylan Harper. Keeping it going. Number 8. No, 9. Spurs were 8? Spurs were 8. Number 9, Clippers is way too high. Way too high. I don't think that they're better than... Oh, you could argue. I would say Pistons are better than the Clippers. I would say Rockets are better than the Clippers, despite their 0-2 record. I mean, the Rockets are going to figure it out. You know that they are. Getting a bombshell dropped on you, the Van Vliet's out for the season, affects things, of course. But I don't know, man. I can't give mad respect to the Clippers. They're just old, and some players are on the decline. And let's be honest, what the hell are they going to do with this roster? Are they better than last year? Maybe. They'll probably have around the same record, I'd imagine. John Collins, big pickup for them, of course. But I don't know, man. I'm not seeing the vision on 9. Pistons, it boils down to Cade and how Cade's going to continue to improve. Also, our Thompson, of course, he needs to improve. Jalen Duren needs to stay out of foul trouble. And Cade really needs to limit his turnovers. Huge problem thus far in his career, but keeping it going on Pistons. I like them around the 10 spot. Rockets, I know they're 0-2, but they'll figure it out. Bucks, Giannis just looks amazing, honestly. These 3 games, 36 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists he's averaged. He looks freaking amazing. He's keeping this team afloat. Keeping it going to Magic. Magic are a team that I had on my guarantee to be better list, and they're going to figure it out as well. Paolo Banchero is not going to continue to play this inconsistently, if you will. I mean, he's just had moments in games where it's just like, dude, what are you doing? He'll figure it out. He'll get hot. He'll get going. Franz Desmond going to get this team back on track. Miami Heat, they've actually looked a lot better than a lot of people were anticipating. Now, I'm not saying that I anticipated this, but I would say Norman Powell getting, traded to the Heat, I can't believe it. I genuinely believed that he's a player who's going to thrive in this role. Now, he's looking better than he will be once Tyler Hero gets there, because once Tyler Hero's back, obviously Tyler Hero's going to take some shots off of Powell's field goals attempts. But all in all, I mean, great start for the Heat, really. They've shown they can play ball right now, and it looks pretty impressive. The Hawks are another team, that I had on my guarantee. Did I have them on my guarantee to be better list? I think I did. And they will be. But right now, it's just confusing what they got going on with Trae Young. Oftentimes, I shouldn't say oftentimes. With Jalen Johnson out the 3rd game, it changed. But, first 2 games, just putting Trae Young in the corner. Super weird. He's not really going to be able to do anything. And then defensively, still trying to hide him. But this is one of those times where they have the talent now. Now they just got to put it together. And I don't know if this is a Schneider issue or if this is a Trae Young's not ready to take over and take this team to a higher place. But I would say through 3 games, they have some stuff to work on. Definitively. I mean, the starting 5 is all talented players. Dyson Daniels, Kristaps, Zachary, Jalen, and Trae. They just got to figure out how to play together. Ultimately, I think this team can definitively be higher than 15, and I still anticipate them to be. They just got to figure out how to play together, though. Grizzlies at 16. I'm not high on the Grizzlies at all for what they're going to do this season, but I will say, huge shout out to Cedric Coward here, a rookie who I'm probably going to have to do a film room video on if he keeps playing the way he's playing. He's looked very, very, very promising. Ultimately, though, the expectations are just not going to be high for the Grizzlies. Should they make the playoffs in the West? Honestly, I would say more so play in. 16. Is that too high? I mean, no, because the West is still better than the East. Bulls, 17. I don't have any expectations for the Bulls to make playoffs. Play-ins, sure. Sorry, that was my daughter. Play-ins, sure. But the biggest issue with the Bulls, in my opinion, is they lack a best player. The guy who you rely on in closing moments. Giddey's been playing better, but he's not the guy. Buscali's is better, but he's not the guy. Vucevic is playing better, but he's not the guy. And it always boils down to, with the best teams, is having a best player, a player who's a star. And the Bulls don't have that. So I'm looking at the play-ins for the Bulls. Sixers should probably be better than 18, to be honest with you. My biggest reason for this is because as Joel Embiid starts to play more and more and more minutes, you'd have to imagine that he looks a bit more and more and more like his old self. Tyrese Maxey's playing amazing. VJ is playing amazing. Paul George, maybe he's washed. Maybe he's nowhere near as good as he once was. He's still going to be an asset to this team if he can stay healthy. Sixers should probably be higher than 18. I would say higher than the Bulls, in my opinion. Arguably higher than the Grizzlies. I know Grizzlies are playing in the West, but Philly, get Joel Embiid back to his minutes and the way he was, or even if he's 90% on the way he was, he'd still be better. Dallas is in a rough spot, man. I know. Seriously rough spot. I don't even want to begin to shit on Dallas because of the Nico Harrison just poor handling of Luka and trading him away. They already know, they're pissed off about it, especially when you see Luka drop 49. I mean, it's just one of those things to where you just gotta continue to see Cooper Flag progress. AD's got to be better defensively. He gained too much weight, it looks like. It looks slower. We'll see how things go for Dallas, but oh man, tough sledding. The Raptors are just going to be a team who are a wild card. They look really good against Atlanta, but then they just completely look rough against the Bucks and Mavs. I mean, Scotty Barnes is another wild card in all honesty. He'll have an outing that's really good, like against the Mavericks. And then you have other outings where he's not as good. And Brandon Ingram, the addition of him is great, but they have a bunch of wild cards on the team. IQ, RJ Barrett, Grady Dick off the bench. It's just, you don't know what you're going to get from these players night in and night out. It's early. We'll see how it goes, but I don't know. I think they'll figure it out a bit more than this. 20's probably too low, but it's tough sledding right now. Yeah, this is not the year to be a Celtics fan. You got to tank. In my opinion, you got to tank. JT's not going to come back. Tank, get a really, really good rookie. A lottery pick, preferably top 5 pick. Celtics just tank next year with that rookie, with JT, with JB. You'll get back on track. Jason Tatum will put this team back on track. Get a really good rookie. Portland Trailblazers, to me, are better than 22. But at the same time, it's really tough because right now, if you look at the Blazers, you expected a lot of the scoring to come from Shaedon Sharpe, and he's absolutely just built brick after brick after brick house. I mean, I'm at a loss a bit with how poorly he's been shooting the ball. Like, it's been horrible efficiency. The defense, though, looks phenomenal. Obviously led by Drew Holiday and Tumani. But, man, I think this team is better than 22. This is, to me, is a bit too low. A bit too low. I understand it, though. They're missing a scorer. Shaedon Sharpe should be stepping into this role. He's not through 3 games. But we'll see. I think they need to be higher than that. Hornets are going to be higher than 23. I'm telling you that right now. Hornets will be higher than 23. LaMelo looking the way he's looking. What it boils down to is, can LaMelo stay healthy? Yeah, my daughter said it best. She said, well, he needs to be if they plan on being good. If LaMelo's healthy, they get Brandon Miller back, this team can be higher than 23. 23 is pretty freaking low. That's 8th worst. I don't necessarily believe they'll be 8th worst. Pelicans, yeah. We kind of knew what it was with the Pelicans. Healthy Zion. The plan, in honesty, was for them to be a mid team. They still can be a mid team, but playing in the West, you're playing a lot of tough teams. You know, the Pacers aren't even 25th worst team bad, but the problem is injuries are absolutely hurting them. Benedict Mathurin getting hurt. Benedict Mathurin getting hurt. TJ McConnell's hurt. Andrew Nembhard's hurt. I mean, what the hell, dude? In a year where Tyrese is already out, this is not favorable. They should look better than this, though. Suns are buns. That's just the truth, dude. Suns are not a good basketball team. Jalen Green gets back, they'll be better. Suns are not going to be good. Kings. You know, the biggest thing about the Kings is their plan to have DeRozan and Sabonis on the same team is mind-boggling. 2 guys who don't play defense like that. 2 guys who can't shoot the ball and who are very ball dominant. What's the thought process there? They can't play off of each other because they can't shoot threes. What the hell, dude? I don't understand the thought process with the Kings by this. And I've said this for a while. They're just poorly ran, to say the least. I mean, absolutely terrible De'Aaron Fox trade to get very little back. Just wow. Utah Jazz 28. Jazz aren't going to be good. I mean, this has been known, but hey, you blew out the Clippers game 1. That must have felt amazing at the very least. Wizards, yeah. How the hell did the Mavs lose to the Wizards? That's crazy. Wizards are another team, man, who it's like they're who's the worst team? I want to say it before the Nets. Oh, we haven't seen the Nets. The Nets are going to be the worst team. And you know what? That's valid. Yeah, these last teams are East teams, to no surprise. Pretty good list, right? I don't think you can hate on this stuff. I mean, where we at right now is the top teams is what was it? 5 was the, I'm not even going to guess. What was 5? Cavs, valid. Knicks, valid. Those are the top 2 East teams. Nuggets, Warriors, and Thunder. This is a very, very good, valid list. I would have Nuggets higher than the Warriors. You could argue the Timberwolves are better than the Lakers, but again, as a Lakers fan, I have no problem with Lakers at 6. Good list. I think the Hornets can be higher on this. Raptors have an opportunity to be higher as well. I can definitively tell you Hawks need to step the hell up, and they should be higher. They need to. They have too much talent not to. Where are the Hawks at right now? Clippers are too high. Rockets will be higher. Where are the freaking Hawks? 15, 16, 15, 15. Hawks have too much talent not to figure it out. But anyway, I really appreciate you guys for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe. It goes a long way to help the channel. As always, this is Ollie Been Different. All we've been different. And we out.